Education 1030 students. So we are already in Unit 2. Before I get into Unit 2 and starting out with Chapter 5, I wanted to look at our course calendar. So remember, the course calendar is located inside of the syllabus. So if you look here, we are on week February 28th through March 6th. So we are going to begin Chapter 5, which starts at Unit 2. So Chapter 5 is really how you can get the most out of class. So if you look here, we started out talking about the resources at college. In Chapter 1, we went ahead in Chapter 2 and dove into career exploration, picking a topic for your career presentation, and started to learn about what interests you and taking some assessments on the Focus 2 career assessment to kind of see where you align and maybe explore careers that you haven't thought of that's different from your major. Then we talked about Chapter 3, managing your money, your energy, and your time, and getting the most out of your energy and time. And then Chapter 4 was closing us out with how do you learn best? Thinking back about the VARC assessment you took, thinking about what kind of learner you are, what's your style. And then you last week completed your Unit 1 exam, and you completed and submitted your first Exploring the Field video reflection. So that gets us to where we are now. We are in week 7, which I can't believe that. So we're in week 7, almost halfway, pretty much halfway through the semester. So we are starting out Unit 2 with Chapter 5. So Unit 2 is going to cover Chapters 5, 6, 7, and 8. And this unit really looks at getting the most out of class. How do you read college textbook chapters? How are they different from high school chapters? How can you implement reading strategies? It's really going to help you stay focused but connect to the material. And how do you use your textbook and other resources offered to you? Because we want to be able to not only memorize, but we need to study so we can remember, not only to get past the first test, but to be able to take it to another course with us. So we're going to also look at some test-taking strategies. So like I said, Chapter 5 is where we're at this week, and we are looking at how do you get the most out of class. So this means we're going to look at engagement strategies. How can you be a participant in class? Now, this doesn't mean only in person. If you're taking a web class, there are strategies that you could use that help you in web-based courses too. So you participate by applying strategies through listening, participating, note-taking. What do you do before you have class? What do you do after class? And all of these things are going to help you be an active learner, and we're going to define what an active learner is. So as always, the format is the same. You will have to read Chapter 5 in your textbook. You are going to complete the reading organizer, which is your outline for Chapter 5, and you're going to look at the PowerPoint slides that are associated with the textbook, Chapter 5. So I also gave you some links, that will help you about how do you prepare for lectures, that means for class, and what does taking notes look like effectively, and how do you revise them afterwards. And then we'll get into the chapter assignments. So here again are the PowerPoint slides that go along with Chapter 5 your textbook. But remember, this should not substitute the textbook. These are just highlighting some of the important things you still need to read Chapter 5. The video that I was referring to was the lecture video. This is a really good video if you are not really versed in taking notes and how do you prepare for lectures and get ready for class. So this video I would like you to watch. Now, after you complete all of those things, you will have to do your chapter assignment. So you're going to be completing a discussion board. I have a video here that kind of goes a step further than the one I offered you earlier that we just mentioned. And this one is how do you actually take notes in class, in a live class, and what are the 5 best methods for you. So you're going to watch that video, and then you're going to complete the discussion. And the discussion board is giving you prompts, okay? So after watching the video and reading Chapter 5, you should have a pretty good indication not only what your learning style is from when we were back in Unit 1, Chapter 4, but looking at which note-taking method you already use or perhaps you think is best suited for your learning style. So you're going to use that as a reflection when you're answering these questions. So which note-taking method is best for your learning style? Maybe you already use it, maybe you don't, but you're going to start implementing. So you're going to talk about your learning style, and then you're going to mention what it is, and then which note-taking method aligns best with that learning style. Then you're going to think about how this note-taking style would work best for you, meaning for what courses are you taking right now that this would work. Okay, so don't forget to include your learning style, but also relate it to the note-taking style you think would work best with that for you. Okay, and maybe talk about a little bit about what you use. Remember, the more detailed you can get, the better, because it will actually activate more of a response from students, and it means that you're going to be able to get more students engaged in conversation. Okay, so remember, I agree or great point are not acceptable when we are replying to others, and you need to at least reply to 2 people. You can do more, but if you want full credit on responses in discussion boards, you need to have at least 2 responses. And then of course you're going to take your Chapter 5 quiz. Now remember, all of Chapter 5 content is opening today, February 28th, when this video is released and uploaded. So you will have to submit you have to get into the discussion board and have it completed and your responses completed by Thursday, March the 6th. And then the same goes for your quiz, right? It opens today and it will close on March the 6th at 11:30 p.m. One thing I also did want to draw your attention to is that next week, the week of March 7th through 16th, that's going to be our spring break, okay? So I just wanted you to be aware of that we do have an assignment that is going to be due called the midterm check-in. I will be doing a separate video on this because this is something that I don't want you to get mixed up with the Chapter 5 assignment, but you will be completing a midterm check-in that will be due on the 16th. So just make sure you watch out for that video as well. All right, so that completes Chapter 5. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Until next time, take care.